Welcome to Call of the Pen. Today is August 13th. Kids are at school today. A lot to cover today. We got Steve hitting homers over the weekend, shooting three-pointers. We got breakdancing in the Olympics. Baseball is not in the Olympics, but breakdancing is. I don't even know where to start, Steve. Well, first of all, we'll start off with your homer. And I mean, I've seen you hit BP a little bit at Wrigley, but still to go into a game and hit it off this poor college kid who's probably going to have to quit. Tell us the whole at bat. Take us through it.
All right. Well, first of all, I started the game. My first start of my career, pitching. Gave up two hits. Rick Ankiel had a knock off me. This catcher who was staying with us, I fed him a nice, easy four-seamer, and he ripped one up the middle. It was fun. I thought I'd be more sore. I started getting pretty tight. They wanted me to go 2. I'm like, yeah, I'm one inning guy.
They wanted you to go 2? What do you mean?
What? Because he's like, hey, if you want to go another one, like by all means, go out there. I'm like, no, I'm good. Good with the one. It was fun, dude. I was just grooving like four-seam fastballs in there, and got to face Coco Crisp, Ray Langford, and Rick Ankiel. So that was pretty cool. Those guys can still play. And then
hit underhand pitch.
My first at bat was embarrassing. I saw 2 pitches and I just flicked the bat out and rolled over to second.
Oh gosh.
And so the second time I came up, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to send one. And I told my buddy in the dugout, I'm like, hey, if someone goes up and just a little bit in, I'm gonna launch this thing. And sure enough, dude, I saw the first pitch really well. I'm like, oh yeah. The second pitch came right in that loop. And I just sent it. It was the greatest feeling ever. I thought throwing a good down and away fastball felt good.
Yeah.
Oh, I hit it. I knew I got it and gave a subtle bat flip for the boys.
Oh man.
So I didn't know what to do. I had to improvise at home plate.
I saw you point to the sky. What are we doing?
The best part is I have a great picture of it. My buddy, who was our shortstop in high school, college. Was waiting for the whole team was waiting for me at home plate, but he was arms wide open, huge smile on his face, he was beside himself, just so fired up. It was awesome, dude. So
not a bad home run trot. Not a bad home run trot.
I'm a little goofy, a little awkward, but
we
I do what I can. Yeah. Next at bat though, I sat first pitch slider. Kid threw me a first pitch slider, and I ripped that sucker up the middle. Kid was on one. And then 2 innings later, in between innings, I sunk a half court shot. It was from the foul line to where the pitcher's mound is, maybe a little bit beyond.
Yeah, what was all that about?
Well, they asked all the pro guys, hey, before you run out to your position, try to sink this half court shot. I'm like, for sure, I love basketball. So I was the first one to go. I just missed the first one. I had a good feel for it. Coco just missed. Rick he rimmed out Ankiel. So you want to go again? I'm like, yeah, give it to me. And I drilled it. And the crowd just went nuts. And I found out after the game it was for a half-price beer. So I was like, oh man. So you know me, yeah. It was great,
man. You. They definitely loved you.
They were chanting MVP. I was like, I don't know what's going on tonight. Voltaren and Celsius I drank before the game just did me right. So it was fun. It was a good time. They put on a good show. So
who would have thought we need you to drink Celsius before we played, not peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
I used to pound Red Bull and coffee.
That's
it equals about a Celsius. So, anyways, kid had himself a night.
That's awesome. What a great experience.
It was fun. Yep, Du Bois County Bombers. If you guys look into it, they're in the Prospect League next year for college baseball.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Were you oblique sore?
No, not at all. I was pretty sore yesterday. Today I feel fine now. But I also did shockwave therapy on my lat because I was pretty tight.
Oh my God.
So I feel good now. I could probably pitch today.
Oh, call somebody up.
Anyways.
Did you know? I was watching a game the other day. Or no, I was watching the MLB clubhouse thing where they have last night was Dexter Fowler, Chris Young, CC Sabathia, and they're just basically talking shop, watching games. But then they had Betances on there. Did you know that not one reliever last year went 75 innings or 75 games
in the whole league?
Yeah.
Wow. Is it because they're all hurt, or are they actually trying to preserve guys?
I don't know, but that was just a fun little fact that I think you went 75 and 80 with your eyes closed
with the Cubs. Yeah. I'll have to look at the other ones. But Cubs, I went 80, and then the next year, I don't know, it was up there. I know at one point, halfway through the 2019 season, I pitched in 40% of the games, according to Jesse Rogers. So,
Jesus. Or you
maybe that's
warmed
why I
up
can't.
too. So actually, you're more pitching like 70% of the games.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Crazy.
It's fun times.
Well, you know what you can do now that you're retired? You can train for, or you could have trained for breakdancing.
I
Because
don't know. I
this
think
lady said she trained all of 37 minutes to make that breakdancing Olympics for
the
Australia.
Australian lady. Oh my goodness. I mean, it literally looked like me trying to breakdance. If I were to like, if you're like, hey Steve, I'm gonna drop a beat, start breakdancing. That's what I would look like.
Oh my God.
Dude, it was so funny. And
It's
I love all
so
the people.
sad for people that took that so serious.
Yeah,
And now
exactly.
it's just gone.
Like, who did she beat in Australia to become like the one? Like,
Right.
yeah, that's the one we want to represent our country.
There must be no female breakdancers in Australia. It is sad because Knox, he used to do breakdancing classes, and those guys always talked about, breakdances in the Olympics, and they like took it dead serious, to, like prepare people and stuff. So, and that was like a big business boom for them. It's an Olympic sport now. Da da da. Now it's not. It's probably going to hurt a lot of people.
I wonder why they chose breakdancing to like take over for baseball. Let's say, like,
Yeah,
is
why
that like
would baseball
huge?
be in
I don't know, because it's a European country. They don't take baseball as seriously. I'm assuming.
So
I
weird.
think like 8 teams competed in the Olympics in baseball the last time. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was like a ton. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe France has good break dancers. Like, yeah, this is where we can get a medal. I don't know.
I guess the World Baseball Classic is an Olympics
Yeah,
that could just be the Olympics for baseball.
I mean it's a massive event. It's like the best in my opinion. So like, I guess everyone's talking about it. Like, what about you? What do you feel like? Do you feel like Major League Baseball players or Major League Baseball should allow the big leaguers to play in this thing so you have like the best competition, or just keep it to the WBC?
See, baseball's so different because there's the owners. One, it's during the season, and there's the risk of injury so high. Like, and I mean so high for pitchers over. I mean, I just don't think they'll ever allow Major League Baseball players to leave and go play.
But don't other
Unless,
countries do that for other sports like
like,
soccer,
no, I mean, I think I don't know.
hockey?
Was it soccer season even going on?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Hockey,
WNBA is the only one I can think of.
Winter Olympics though, hockey.
Yeah, true.
Like, I wonder how they structure that. You know how NHL does it. Baseball's
That's
a
too
different
much,
animal.
Cole.
I
That's
feel
too
like with
much.
that though.
I feel like hockey might shut down for it. You think baseball would shut down for it? There's no way.
I know baseball's a totally different animal.
There's no way.
Yeah,
I just don't see it happening. Well, I guess you'd have to bring up your minor leaguers, but let's just say you're a team that was winning the division, and then you're all your superstars left to the Olympics, and now you're not winning the division, and
right.
now it costs you millions and millions of dollars in playoff revenue, and you're paying and does the guy still get paid salary to go play in the Olympics? It's just
Right.
too. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I guess what it comes down to is how long does it take to play all the pool play in the Olympics, or do you
Right.
structure it so it's like a quick like single or double elimination tournament? You know, I don't know, but
I
like
mean, let's be honest. We could play every day. We could literally play every day. So you can go give them one day off during the week. You could literally get that thing done in a week and a half.
yeah, I think you could. Also, here's what's interesting about it too is you're doing it. You're playing this in the middle of the season where guys are like, at their best. In the
Right.
WBC, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, depending on if guys have been training for it. I think you're more injury prone in the WBC
Oh
unless you
yeah, for
played
sure.
winter ball. Like,
Yeah.
you're in the middle of the season already. You're already like built up for it. I don't know. I'd love to see it. Because, bro, and well, I guess 2021 was the last Olympics because of COVID, right? So they had to bump it up a year. But when the
Yeah.
Astros released me, I'm like, I had a chance to play in the Olympics, and I'm like, ooh, like, all right, if a
Really?
team doesn't sign me, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Like, this is a dream.
You
And
could have
then
went?
I could have went, but then the Angels offered me a deal, like a take it or leave it. I'm like, oh man, like once in
Pakistan
a
does not
lifetime.
play baseball.
You're so stupid. Who could have been the first Pakistani Olympic team? Okay, I would have been a starting pitcher. I had to make a tough decision though. I was like, I have a once in a lifetime chance to play with Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout and see what that's like, which was awesome. Or I play in the
Yeah.
Olympics, and who knows what happens. And so I kind of just went the Angels route, but
I think they won the bronze medal.
They won silver.
Silver. And David Robertson, that was like his comeback from Tommy John.
It was. Yep. So I could have played it. I mean, if I pitched well, obviously it could have played after that. But you never know what would have happened. So
why wouldn't you go? You've had already 10 years. You had everything.
I didn't have 10 years yet.
You didn't have 10 years at the time.
No, that was the other thing.
Oh, yeah, that would that would change.
But I wanted to play in Olympics so bad. It was hard, but it worked out.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't think it would ever happen in baseball. The owners won't agree. Nothing. It's just not going to happen.
No, I don't think it will either.
Anyway, so let's talk a little about real baseball stuff that matters. The Padres are on fire. Let's see, they've won 8 of their last 10. Their freaking Diamondbacks are on fire too. They're won 4 in a row, 8 out of the last 10. And the Dodgers don't look so good. Their pitching is not very good.
They won 4 in a row.
They're still, but the pitching is not very good.
I mean, yeah, they're only 3.5 games ahead. It's gonna be awesome. Going down the stretch here. Because the Diamondbacks are on fire. That's true. Did you see his first at bat?
Yeah, he
swung, fell in the box. Next at bat, launch. Just crush. That's Mookie to
How's the game that easy for those guys?
I don't know. It's pretty cool. I mean, I can let you know. It's second at bat. You see the ball well. You just kind of just step in the bucket and you hit a homer like I did.
So, so they're 4 up on the Diamondbacks. Padres. Can't wait for that division to start playing each other.
Yep. That's going to be fun to watch down the stretch. We'll be talking about that a lot.
The Dodgers are in Milwaukee. They have beaten up on Milwaukee so far. So, and then the Phillies, man. Phillies are trying to let the Braves in. The Braves cannot take advantage of it.
No, they don't. They just don't have it right now. Too many injuries.
Way too many injuries.
I'll tell you what's disappointing for me right now is the Cardinals. Like Milwaukee's, I mean, they're 6-4 in their last 10, but they're playing, decent baseball. Like St. Louis was making a good charge. Now they hit a wall again. Like, man, I really need them to take off here. Like they have that opportunity because the Cubs are starting to nip at their heels. 2.5 games behind the Cardinals now. Where are they in the wild card then? The Cubs.
They're only 2.5 back of the wild card. The Cardinals are, and the Cubs are 4 back of the wild card.
So they're within reach.
I mean, they are. They're just so inconsistent. Like, I guess you're just a 500. We said this before. Like, at this point, you are who your record is, and they cannot seem to take off. So I just feel like they are who they are. Everyone's back. Contreras is back. Arenado's playing. Goldschmidt's playing. They're not really missing anybody. Closer's healthy. Bullpen's decent. I just feel like they are who they are. I mean, Sonny Gray lost to the Reds yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Their problem wasn't so much pitching earlier in the season as much as it was their offense. Remember talking to Descalso? Dude, like a week or so after we had him on here, the offense just started clicking again. Like if you look at the averages when we talked to him to where they are
so
now,
bad.
it was tough. I think they were second to last in like batting average at the time.
Let's look at their box score yesterday. I mean, they had 5 hits against the lefty Abbott, who's not bad. But I feel like that lineup should be doing well against lefties. Let's see. Goldschmidt had 2 hits. Arenado had 1. Contreras had 1. Anyways, they have one guy with an 800 OPS in that lineup, and that is Contreras, who missed a lot of time. But Arenado's a 700 OPS. So is that guy's number? I guess he don't have the pop. He only has 11 homers. So age is kicking in. 33. Goldschmidt's 36, 37, and those are the guys they need to rely on.
Yep.
I think they are who they are, and Milwaukee is just going to run away with that one.
Yeah, probably. But The Cardinals are still a front runner in making that wild card, especially with how many teams can make it in now. So
Well, let's look at it. They'd
two,
have to jump. There's no way they'd have to jump. The Mets. There's taking. By the way, I think we were wrong there. They take 3 in the wild card, and we talked 2. So, all right, so the St. Louis has to jump the Mets. So the Mets have lost 3 in a row, and the Mets are so hit or miss too. I don't know. There's not. It doesn't excite me for that third wild card because neither of those teams are actually good.
because dude, San Fran. This is what's frustrating about this format, and I get it. It makes more money and more people watch the playoffs. But like San Fran is 61-60, and they're 2.5 games back on the wild card.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Then all of a sudden, like let's just say they play the Dodgers in the first round of the playoffs, and and then all of a sudden they get hot accidentally. You face Snell and someone else, and they pitch well, and the Dodgers are out, and it's like, what the heck just happened?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And on another note, though, the White Sox are only 36.5 games back.
Oof. How is that even real?
I don't know. They won last night. Must be their new manager, Grady Sizemore.
They beat the Yankees.
Did they really? I didn't see.
Yes.
That's right. They did. I see.
That's how messed up baseball is. That's what's great about baseball. Anybody can win on any given day, but holy crap.
They smoked the Yankees, too. Your boy Tuki Toussaint.
They have won 29 games. 29 games.
That's so bad. I think I saw that they're on pace to set the record for worst record in baseball history.
29 games. That is hard. That's hard to do. It's hard to try to do. It's hard to try to lose that many games on purpose, better alone just not on purpose.
Yeah. I don't know. They beat Gill though. He's a good arm, man. Gave up 4 in 4 innings. Yeah.
I just wish the quality, that you'd have to compete a little better than that. Like, you can't have that many bad players. They're not even bad players. They're Major League Baseball players, but the quality of players cannot be that low.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like, if you looked at their roster at the beginning of the year, did you foresee them having the worst record in baseball history?
No, I didn't. Not when you had that roster.
Right, exactly. So it's just like, what is it? What is it about that place?
Yeah, it's got to be culture.
Well, the headline is Sizemore brings new energy to the White Sox. So honestly, I hope they're right. Because dude, do you remember watching Grady Sizemore play? I saw there's a thing that popped up on Instagrams, like which player had a chance to potentially make the Hall of Fame but was riddled by injuries, was derailed by injuries. He was the first person I thought of.
Really?
He was electric, dude, when we were in high school or college. Yeah. Electric. He's still playing when we were playing. I mean, he wasn't the same. He was just, a fraction of what he was, when he was in his prime. But
what an electric power, player. Speed, great defense. He did it all. Ran the bases. Bigger body though. But the problem is he's a bigger guy, and that's why I can't wait to talk with Juan Pierre, because all these guys that do run like how Juan Pierre did, they really don't stay healthy. They can't stay on the field.
Yeah, I wonder JP was a workaholic. I want to hear what he has to say about what he had to do to prepare his body, because even at the end of his career, he was still swiping bags like it was nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, he got caught.
He played a premium position. Center field's still premium, but now we got, let's just say, the shortstops like Ellie De La Cruz playing with his hair on fire. But how long can that guy run the bases like that and still bags? I mean, you see Trey Turner pulled a hamstring earlier in the year. Yeah, I mean, how long can these big bodies do that? And there's no other guys like Juan Pierre anymore. There's no leadoff slap hitters. They're all leadoff power hitters, and you don't have to think about the bunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody's bunting nowadays.
How wouldn't you ever think about the leadoff hitter? Like, oh, we might bunt. Like Billy Hamilton, the third baseman, who play like halfway in the grass.
Yep. Oh man, because guys like him, Juan, who's the dude with the center fielder for the Cubs? Tony Campana, remember him? If he got on base, it was like instant double, and you hated facing those guys because you're like, they're not going to torch you with their bat, but if they put it in play, they have a good chance to beat it out. Or if they get a single, it's going to be stretched into a double. Or if you walk them, now you really look like an idiot. So I hated those guys more than the power hitters.
There's no more players like that. And that's why these guys just can't stay healthy. I mean, Grady Sizemore was everything those guys were with power, but those bigger bodies, they don't hold up.
You brought up
Anyway,
you brought up you brought up Ichiro. I got a chance to play with him 1 year in Miami. He was like 42 years old.
geez,
Dude, I kid you not. Like you see him as always like a slap hitter. That dude has pop.
he
Like
does have
he
pop,
would
yeah, for
hit
sure.
homers at will, like in batting practice. He just chose not to. He just chose to put the barrel to the ball and get on base.
Yeah, but could he walk out right now and hit a homer like you did? Probably not.
No, he probably could. I think last year he like pitched to a high school girls baseball team or something like that and went like complete game. He's a freak. He still long tosses.
What? What is
At,
wrong?
at
Go home.
T-Mobile.
Just go
No,
home.
it's his life, dude.
Anyways,
No.
we'll go on to the Twins are starting to look pretty good these days. They have some injuries. Those guys keep getting injured left and right. They're losing pitchers. They lost one of their top relievers. Buxton left the game again yesterday.
Ugh.
And Buxton, what? He's got 862 OPS. And
He's another one of those guys. Had he been healthy his whole career, like who knows what it would have looked like.
when I play with him, 16, 17, man, that guy saved so many runs in center field. It was amazing. He couldn't hit for crap at the time, but he was so good. I didn't even care. He was so good in the outfield.
Yeah, but he figured it out in like 2019 or 2020 at the dish. I mean,
Yeah, he got rid of his leg. He had a high leg kick before, and Paul Molitor was always trying to help him trying to get him to get rid of it, and he wouldn't get rid of it. And he finally like went no stride and just took off.
Yep. Yeah,
I like the
look,
Royals. Sorry, what's that?
no, I was gonna say like Buxton, like I guess just like Trout, like guys that get after it on the base paths. Like people don't understand with Mike Trout why he's hurt all the time. It's super disappointing, but he runs like a sub 4 to first base, even if he just like does like a cheap little rollover. Like he plays the game the right way and has to pay the price for it. You know,
Yeah,
Buxton's same thing. You know,
Trout's just big, compact body. I just don't think that can hold up. They need to almost move that guy to like try to play first base or something.
mm-hmm.
Like, look at Bryce. Playing first base is probably going to save Bryce, buy him a lot of years.
True. How's he doing, by the way? What's the Bryce check?
He's still. I mean, he had a few hits in Arizona, but still not very good.
Dang.
Still on that struggle book.
Last 7 though, 321 with a bomb.
Yeah, I'm saying he had a 3-hit game. He had a 3-hit game, and he had a 1 hit. But it's not the Bryce that, I mean, that's why baseball's too hard, man. You pay a guy $30-something million, it's too hard.
Yeah.
Trey Turner's still hitting 300 with 815 OPS. That's great. But he's a $30 million player. 815 OPS is not a $30 million player.
But then you got the bags, you got the defense. He's hitting 301. Like,
yeah, I know.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
He's still hitting. But I know he missed time, but he's got 13 homers, 39 RBIs.
I mean, 815 OPS is pretty good.
That is a good, solid player, but it's not a superstar like what he is. You're not paying him to hit 815. You want him to have the 900 OPS with Bryce. You want him to have Soto, Judge stuff.
Yeah, I guess they have it right here. Schwarber batting leadoff. He's hitting 257 this year, 882. I mean, they're as a team.
That is amazing for Schwarber, by the way. Amazing.
Yeah, especially he's not getting any younger.
Did you see his 3-homer game in LA?
No.
First to bat, Oppo. He just basically Oppo, pull homer, center. You know what one of his pull homers off of? Joe Kelly, who looked atrocious throwing stuff to the backstop that inning.
Wow. No, I missed that game.
No, that was impressive. They go Oppo deep to right and then center.
Mm-hmm. Dude, their lineup is stupid. I mean, they have 3 guys hitting under 700 OPS. If you have over 700 OPS, you're pretty good. They have 3 guys, and Stott is one of them who showcased some pop last year. And obviously, JT Realmuto, who's gap to gap, has some pop too. He's under 700 OPS. And those guys will clip you. That's pretty impressive.
Stott's hitting 5 in that lineup. That guy, how's that guy hitting 5 in it? JT Realmuto, man, he still might not be healthy still from his knee surgery. 686 OPS for JT Realmuto is crazy.
Yeah, but Merrill Kelly was pitching. That's not a good matchup for JT. So they have the lefty hit 5th. They probably flip flop. I mean, yeah.
Merrill
So
Kelly, that was his first outing back, I think.
pretty good one.
Yeah, that is a solid one.
Other than the first inning.
I don't know. I
But
know I'm not worried about the Phillies at all. They're in a slump, and every team has a slump. But man, they gave every possibility to the Braves, and the Braves just couldn't do it.
mm-hmm.
I do worry a little bit about the rotation for the Phillies because Wheeler's not. None of them's throwing well, and some of them are hurt.
Yeah, they need to just go home and reset. I think they've been on a long road trip. You know how it is. Well, actually, I say that you go back home, you're in front of your home crowd, but your home crowd in Philly, they'll let it eat, as you know.
So this happens a lot, and I've actually looked at it a lot. Normally, when the Phillies in the last 3 years come off a long road trip into a day off, they normally lose their first game back.
Is that right?
Last time I would have bet the house that they were going to lose, and they lost.
Well, who do they get when they go back? Miami.
Well, they got the Marlins today, so they got a huge opportunity, but it could be a letdown.
Well, let's see who's pitching for Miami. I don't know who he is. Bellozo. 1-1 with a 3. See what the kid's made of.
For Philly?
Taijuan Walker.
Exactly.
Ty hasn't been himself this year.
No. This could be I wouldn't be shocked if Miami wins this game.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong for their sake. The battery's going to be flying through the air in Philly. Someone's going to get pelted with a D battery.
Last year, they were I looked it up. Last year, they were well below 500 coming off of a road trip into a day off. Anyways.
Philly's just got to come in. Someone's got to pay the price for their losses. Miami's got to pay the price.
Miami's not been bad. They just played well against, I think it was San Diego.
Yeah.
And now they're facing a guy they probably never faced before. We know how that goes.
Totally. We were talking about that last year with the fat kid from Arizona. He threw well.
Not fat. Oh, fat.
Fat. However you pronounce it.
Anyways, let's see. The Orioles today with the Nationals. That's always nice. And the rivalry. It's always a tough game for the Orioles and the Nationals.
I know what I wanted to bring up to you. Seattle just re-signed or extended Victor Robles.
Yeah, amazing.
Did you see that? Good for him.
Good for him.
He's a good guy.
So that goes, it's okay.
Unbelievable defensively.
What was happening in Washington where this kid was supposed to be uber prospect, and I mean uber number one prospect. 2018, Miami wanted, we were probably a catcher away from being amazing. Mm-hmm. And we had Matt Wieters as our starting catcher, and he was struggling. And it was his last year, but Miami wanted Victor Robles and maybe a few for JT Realmuto, and we didn't do it. And in reality, I mean, it would have been amazing for that team to get JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
And then now, and then he never panned out. Victor Robles never panned out in Washington and goes in Seattle, and he's there for a month, and all of a sudden he's so good they give him an extension.
I mean, he's hitting 300 for them right now.
Playing great defense with 800 OPS.
Which is usually the opposite. People go to Seattle and they struggle offensively. No.
So whatever they're doing in their player development or whatever information they're giving them to simplify stuff, whatever Washington doing, not working. Davey and his drinking buddies.
No, so the thing with Victor is they said he couldn't recognize off speed. He has eyes. He could not see the seams on the ball. Couldn't see spin. So it was a huge problem. And then you watch him in the game, it's oh, shoot. That makes sense. No offense, but it's he wasn't even close to that. So I don't know. Maybe they gave him new contacts in Seattle, or he just has a better backdrop.
Seattle knew about new contacts that Washington didn't know. Come on, man.
I'm being sarcastic. I have no idea. Something happened, something in the water over there. I don't know. Probably just the new scenery, man. He's been in Washington this whole career. Got out of Dodge. He's on a contender now. He's had that feeling before. He played well when they needed him. Was it 2017 or 19? 17 and 19. 18 The years where they were good, Washington, he played well. The years they were terrible, he played terrible.
Okay,
Maybe
so
that's
he
the
just
key.
needs to be on a competitive team.
Yeah, needs that motivation, that adrenaline.
So what happens next year when Seattle sucks and Victor's going to suck?
I guess
And they're going to
it'll
regret
test my
that 2-year
theory.
deal? I guess it's cheap. It's 2 years for
I guess they'll
$9.5
test my theory.
million. I mean, yeah, 2 years for $9 million for a starting center fielder is extremely cheap.
Yeah, why not? Like, bet on it. Like, it's cheap and it's a win for Victor because, what if he struggles again next year? Like, still making good money.
For a guy that was basically almost about to be out of the game and then gets 2 years, good for him.
Yep.
I like that story.
Totally.
I hope he gets to play against Washington and shove it up their ass.
Good chances he will. Anyways.
All right, well, that's probably a good show for today. Next week, we got your boy Juan.
Yep, we're going to try to get Juan Pierre on. So if you have any questions, hit us up on Instagram. And if you have questions for Juan, don't ask us any more questions. We're done. But no. World Series champion.
The channel's been on fire. Our editor, Aiden's been on fire. We're up to like 700 subscribers. We took us a year to get 500. Now we can't stop.
Nice. Keep it rolling. I just
Keep
got to get more
Maybe
dingers.
People promote our channel one day. It'd be amazing. Who knows what we would get.
I repost everything. I'm on an Instagram like once a day.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. See you.
See you.